Coach able to reward student athletes around Northwest Ohio with awards for their recognition in academics. How special is that for student athletes?
Well, it's good. I just think that they got to be reminded sometimes of how important it is to have the balance. And there's no substitute for intelligence. And I'm not just talking on the football field. I mean in the classroom and everything we do. And sometimes, you can get lost in that, especially as the better as a player you get. Sometimes you think that that's what it's all about, and the reality is it's not. So anytime we can have a chance to kind of remind them and honor their efforts, not just on the football field, but in the classroom as well, I think it goes a long way.
How much of an honor is it for you to be here, to be the keynote speaker?
I didn't realize how big the National Football Foundation was here in Toledo. I've done several of them, and not one of them has been this big. And obviously that's why I said it was incredible. Thank you to the National Football Foundation for what they do, but to realize, how much they do honor and how far this one spreads for all the way up in Michigan down to, Northwest Ohio, all the way down almost to Lima area. So what a huge area, and all that they do. It's quite special.
To your Bearcat program, 11-win season, you're named AAC Coach of the Year. Where does that stack up against your awards that you've received?
If you know me, I'm not about awards, and I think that's probably the biggest thing. It's great to be recognized, but it's really, you're recognized because of the team that you had. You're recognized because of the leadership our seniors had. What it is that they did within that locker room really showed on a football field. I'm not saying we were more talented than a lot of teams, but I think the leadership of our senior class this past year, and then the youth, the guys that believed and bought into the things that we're doing, really showed. And in return, there's some people that get credit. It's usually going to be the head coach and the quarterback that's going to get the credit when great things happen. But the reality is, it takes a lot of people to be successful on and off the field.
One of those people very successful on the field, Toledo's very own Michael Warren. For him to have the success that he had this season, what does it take day in and day out from him?
Well, I think what he came into the program with, I think it doesn't just happen overnight. And I think it was 4 days into camp his freshman year. I called Coach Dempsey and just said, "Hey, thank you." And he's like, "Thank you for what?" I said, "Thank you for Michael." And "Oh, I know he's a great player." I said, "No, I thank you for the way he approaches everything." We've only been in camp for 4 days. He's been in a summer program for a little bit. But the way he goes about his work, his business, putting the team ahead of himself, understand it's not just about carrying the football. As a young guy, he set a great example and was a big part of the turnaround that we had from year one to year two.
How much do you anticipate Michael Warren passing that on to now James Hudson transferring into the program?
People joke when I say, yes, we don't just recruit Ohio because I'm from Ohio or a lot of our coaches are from Ohio. It's because they come from programs like Central Catholic, and they can walk into our program and our culture and our environment and thrive because they understand they're going to have to commit, they're going to have to sacrifice for one another, and there's something that's a lot bigger than just them. And when guys come from programs like that in high school, like Michael did, like James now, they have an opportunity to walk into our program and not just be an example, but truly kind of thrive, and they're not surprised by the things we ask them to do.